ज्ञानानन्दमयीन्द्रमन्दस्मयीन्द्रमिश्रमदनन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो वैष्णवपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Second chapter, 16th shloka. Nashato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sataha uvayor api dishto antas tu anyos tattva darshivihi. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existence there is no endurance, and that of the existence there is no cessation. This the seers have concluded by studying the nature of both. And Prabhupada says something very nice here in the beginning. This is the beginning of knowledge, beginning of the instruction of the Lord to the living entities who are bewildered by the influence of ignorance. Okay? Like you are a medical expert and you go to some place and you will understand the whole situation first. You will see what they are doing, correct? And then you will speak to remove the ignorance. Yes, because you know the medical science. This will all make you sick while you are taking. You are seeing some epidemic is going on. You are able to understand the whole thing, and then you speak to remove the ignorance of the people to benefit. That is a gravity. Any learned man is very grave. Similarly, Krishna also, till the time Arjuna was talking like a friend, very interesting, Krishna also continued to talk like a friend without opening up at all the message of Gita. And the moment Arjuna said, Krishna, with all the knowledge I have, I can't solve my situation. Can you guide me? You will be my guru now. Please give me instruction. At that moment, Krishna then starts teaching. And this is, we are in the first few verses. It was in the 6th, 7th shloka, Arjuna surrendered, and then Krishna opens out the Bhagavad Gita, and the first point in Bhagavad Gita is being established. We are not the body, we are spirit, soul. Correct? Not Deha ila, Atma. So this is the beginning of knowledge. And now look at the joke. Prabhupada said, look at the fun. BTech, MTech, PhD, they don't learn this. MBBS, MD, super specialization, so many specialization, they don't begin in knowledge. So if you take the yardstick of Krishna, suppose you invite Krishna to your college or the hospital or company. Okay? And you say, I am BTech, MTech, I am this graduate, that graduate. Krishna will say, your knowledge has not even started. Okay? Yeah, well, overall there is the common knowledge. This is a common knowledge, irrespective of the profession we are in. This is the beginning of knowledge, and it has a bearing on all the profession. It has a bearing on every profession. It's the first knowledge actually. And Krishna is therefore the whole Bhagavad Gita. When you pick up, many people say Bhagavad Gita tells do your duty, all this thing. Gita means it is removing your ignorance. That is the target of Bhagavad Gita. It is going to, that's why everybody says book for enlightenment. Enlightenment means I'm in ignorance now, it brings to the truth. Just like Arjuna, what happened in the Bhagavad Gita? In the beginning, he was in complete ignorance. So, that's all. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he got some knowledge. That's we said many times, that's a proper statement. Then nothing else changed on the battlefield. The same chariot was there, same weapons were there, same knowledge of Divya Astras were there, same, no change happened. Correct? And same Krishna was standing in front of him as a chariot driver. And same battlefield was there, no change, this side, that side, nobody went. But his whole calculation changed, what he's supposed to do. Based on what? Based on knowledge. He was acting out of ignorance. And Krishna brought him to knowledge. And so this is, we should understand this point, very important point. And therefore, what is the point here? That the body is changing at every moment. This is very interesting. Because we thought body changes, like with childhood to old age to, like that we are changing. Now the small body, we also do like this when you are small. But the body changes when you become, correct, our mentality changes, everything changes. This change is happening every moment. Prabhupada is saying, this always Prabhupada has been saying, because he says just like a reel, but every slide is different, even in a computer. This many video means these many frames per second. 50 frames per second means very good video. 60, like that. How many? After 25, you can see it as a continuous, or they say, or even higher or lesser. I don't know exactly. Certain frames per second are minimum. Then it looks like continuous. But all are different. They can't feed you every millionth of second. That will be unlimited. Correct? I don't know what our eyes is doing. How do our view process? How many frames per second our brain takes, eyes do. I don't know what it is. How our body is functioning. But so the point is that each photograph is different, but it looks continuous. Our body also looks continuous. Between the morning and in the evening now, it doesn't feel to us that I have changed. None of us feel. Even after the class, say half an hour, we don't feel I've changed. At least the body is same, no? It is not same. Now this is a revolution. Because if we accept this fact, that every moment, we are not growing. Prabhupada is to challenge this argument. It's not growing, it's changing. We get into the trip, I am growing. I'm not growing. Even medically, I am not growing. Cells don't grow inside, they are the same size. At least childhood when I was there, I had say maybe 10, 20 trillion cells. 100 trillion cells a well-built body has. Maybe 10 trillion cells you say. Now the body has 100 trillion cells. It's not that the cells became bigger. But what is happening, more cells are coming into birth and less are dying. And now at our age, more are dying than less are coming. Every time I go by to Nitte College, on the way we pass a village. And always I see one old lady there. She is like circle. She hold. Basically circle. Full circle. Head is almost touching the road and she will be walking. Somehow at the same time every day she does her walk. You see why the condition has come like that? I think the backbone goes, no? It has no strength. And the more cells are dying than what is coming, then the body is completely broken down. Yeah. So therefore at every moment, because different cells are there and so many new cells are there, so many cells have died, so many new cells have come, some have remained constant, but there has been change. It is not the same body. But I have no experience of change. And nobody will say after half an hour, I am a different person. Or next 2 minutes, I am a different person. That means I am not this body. This is actually needs little thinking. But Prabhupada says, this all is very obvious. But because from childhood we have been brainwashed, actually somehow, even though I don't think science take the side that they're atheist or we are theist, but overall the whole tendency is atheistic. You go to any scientific conference, big conference, they have national, international conference, they spend crores of rupees. All the companies, they take money for that, correct? The one medical college will have a conference with all the companies. Yeah, they make them pay, sponsor something. Bigly, they spend crores, and people will fly from America, England. You have to pay for all their tickets, and they have big machines. These people who supply, they make them sponsor. That is their expenditure. That. So in these big conferences, if you utter the word God or why the things are happening, it's not allowed. Big scientific conferences, they say, please don't bring God here. So even though the science has taken an overall perspective that we are not biased, but somehow, because they are searching for truth. You take any scientist, they search. And privately, many scientists admit God is there. They have given even statements, but they don't do that in a conference. Somehow, just like in youngsters, many of the youngsters have spiritual inclinations. They find it nice to read Bhagavad Gita, and sometimes they chant also. But when they're in a group, the overall culture is not to talk about all that. People make fun of you if you do that. You say, yeah, it is so nice. So similarly, somehow the culture within science has come atheistic. And therefore, now Prabhupada says something very interesting, which is the statement of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, Jada Vidya Mayar Andhakara. The more the person is educated, more he goes into ignorance. And this has been proved. In England, they did a survey. They went to common public. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಜನ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದು ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್ವೆ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅದು ಭಕ್ತ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಇದೆ. 50% ಜನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗಾಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, and they did surveys among say MBBS people or say graduates. That reduced to immediately 25%. Then they went to the people who are fellows, something like that, Royal Academy, something. 1%. Only 1% God believers. So, therefore, we should see what is happening actually, even though per se, no conclusion of science. There is very interesting thing Prabhupada says. Very interesting, I never knew about this. That fundamentals, lot of foundation of science is based on theory, like Darwin theory, Big Bang theory, Miller theory. What is a theory? Theory is faith. Because it's not, if it is proven, it becomes law. It is not theory. Many times scientists will tell us, your Gita is based on faith. Even in every people discuss, people of different faith. Reservation of people of minority faith. Religion means, the definition of religion is faith. If you are of this faith, then you get more promotions. Now it has become a joke. If you are of this, correct, religion doesn't mean anything. People are different faith. No, sir. Now is the challenge. Your whole science is also based on faith. All the theory means faith. It's not proven. It maybe works out sometime. You're able to understand things based on that. But there are so many contradictions, you can't establish it like a law. Puzzles are there which are difficult to solve. Therefore, in some states in America, the court has made a law. If you put Darwin theory, you have to put a disclaimer in the front page or there. It's an unproven theory. The creationists, another group there, they went to the court that, okay, you don't allow us to teach in the colleges. At least when they are teaching, how they can promote their atheism? So therefore, please put a disclaimer that these things are 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is publicly accepted as scientists. These are riddles or puzzles which we can't solve, even though overall we accept this theory. That is a way, actually, at least. It would have been more truthful. But what happens to the general mass of people? I told that previously, they follow what is known as showroom science. There are two science, R&D science, showroom science. ಎರಡು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದೇ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಹೋಗಿ, ದ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ಇದೆ, ಇದು ವೆರೈಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್ ಇದೆ, ಮೆಮರಿ ಇದೆ, ಜನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. The salesman, his knowledge is called showroom science. You meet now the scientist who is in the lab. He is a real scientist because he knows the problems with the computer. And he's trying to improve. Otherwise, why they bring the next version? Any software, next version. Why? There are some problems which they try to improve next time. Correct? Yeah. So the point is this, therefore, similarly in science today, most of the people, what they know is showroom science. All it is proven, there is no God. And if you meet the real scientist, because Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Bahunam Janamanamante, after many births, Jnanavan Maham Prapadyate, he will take my shelter. And there are unlimited scientists who are very advanced in the terms of material science, very respected, and they said by their own research, I feel God is there. Many scientists, as many atheists, that many theists are there at the R&D level. But showroom level, 99% really atheist, because they don't go to the subject deeply. Overall, they get oversimplification. They do, and they try to come to that conclusion. So this is because of prevalence of the showroom science today, atheism has come to the society, and because of that, Prabhupada says somehow something which is so obvious, there's a nose in front of the face, is so obvious, is not visible to the people today. They're not able to understand that. Why they're not able to understand? Because of atheism, which has become part of the education system. People are not able to understand this very simple thing. Prabhupada says, the Devinasmin Shloka we discussed last time, the body is changing but I am the same person, is enough proof that we are not the body. It doesn't require more, because Krishna gives one shloka directly hitting on the topic. Others are all indirectly, we develop 6-7 other arguments. Correct? But the direct Krishna says, you had a childhood body, we all had, we were also doing like this. And then we had a youth body, and then we have an old body. Correct? Even though we have this all different body, which are grossly different bodies, otherwise if you have little more knowledge, body changing at every second. Correct? With this change of the body, I remaining the same person, is very obvious I am not the body. It is very obvious I am not the body. You are sitting on Maruti car, then you are sitting on Honda car, then you are sitting on BMW car, correct? Board cars are changing, but you are the same person. That means you are not the car. It's not very difficult to understand, requires little cool head. But the problem is of Kali Yuga, prevalence of atheism, that something so obvious becomes difficult to understand. Therefore, Vedavyasa says, dull-headed. You go anywhere, any audience will try to explain that. 5 minutes, it should be over. Previously, because the knowledge was Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was book of knowledge. Everybody knew it. Prabhupada was speaking in America. He said, you may be finding it so in a rickshaw wala in India knows that. Mera puran janam hoga, are upar wala, the North India they say, upar wala dekh raha hai, tadpoge aisa karoge to. This knowledge was there, seeped into the society because of the culture. The knowledge was spread. But today somehow, because of the atheistic education, sometimes Prabhupada says very interesting thing. They were telling to him, in India so much illiteracy is there. Prabhupada says one way it is good, because they don't learn all this nonsense that I am the body and all this thing. Because so-called illiterate people are, there is a propaganda today. People have to be educated, people have to become literate. But if by the literation they are going to ignorance, better don't teach them anything. And actually another thing that happens is that there are many professions in which this so-called education is not needed at all. Vaishya and Shudra profession, you don't need any education. If suppose you are a businessman, son can rather grow up in your business after learning language. Many people you see that they are doing in Bandar and all, so many people. They are only 8th plus, 10th plus, and they give a very stiff competition in business. Only few people can handle them. Full. So actually not needed. Similarly, somebody is a farmer or a carpenter, where he needs all this. But he goes to the education system and two damages happen. Number one, after that, only thing he wants to do is sign on a table. He does not want to do hard work. Somehow the education system is lacking this approach that we teach people to do hard work, correct? He does one kind of hard work, but not going to a farm and tilling. Nobody wants to do that. And somehow there is no dignity for this kind of profession. There were Prabhupada saying very soon time will come, food is not available, even though so much land is there. You see in this area itself, nobody wants to cultivate. If I sit on the net for looking land for sale, acres and acres everywhere is for sale, nobody wants to go to farm. You go till Udupi on the way, everywhere, all the lands are lying vacant. There is no construction on it. Person is just waiting when the demand will come to sell that. True? Nobody is doing it. Very rare, some places there is agriculture. Most of the places nobody wants to go to farm. And forget to get a labor. No labor is available. Because nobody wants to. Why? Because once a person goes to education, correct? He is not going to farm. But there is some deficiency in this. Every profession should have a respect, and every profession has its own place. So in that way, no ignorance is removed. The living entities belong to the superior nature as it will be revealed. Now some more information. In the Vedanta Sutra, Veda means knowledge, Anta means the end. Vedanta Sutra means the knowledge, the conclusions of knowledge are summarized. As well as in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra, the Supreme has been accepted as the origin of all emanations. Okay? Therefore, Vedanta Sutra analyzes very nicely. The first Vedanta Sutra is Janmadiyas Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now let us inquire about truth. Brahma means the absolute truth. Just like I am there, I am existing because my father is there. I am relative truth. I am not existing independent of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam, the original cause of all the causes, let me inquire. Brahma, that is called Brahma. Brahma means the great, from which everything has come. And the second sutra says, Janmadiyasya. The absolute source is that from which everything has emanated. Asya means Janma Adi. Adi means other. Also the source of maintenance and destruction. Then the Vedanta analyzes that has to be a conscious person. That's what Bhagavatam says. Swarat is completely independent. Abhignaha is conscious. Now somehow at this foundation, the modern science takes a different turn. It says no, it is some impersonal laws, no personality involved, and some blind energy. That's it. Okay? And the Vedas at this point foundation take a different turn. They say no, it has to be, the original source has to be a conscious person. Prabhupada says in this purport, by analyzing us, we can know about the Lord. One can understand the nature of the Supreme by thorough study of oneself. Now suppose you want to study the nature of ocean. Now you cannot pick all the ocean and study. What do? You take little. You are cooking rice, you want to know rice is cooked. What, you take out whole rice? You take one grain and see whether it is cooked. Correct? The same way, if you want to know God, you study yourself. Because you are sample God. You are part and parcel of God. You study yourself, you come to know about nature of God. Correct? You are able to understand, I am conscious person. Body is changing but I am not changing. Correct? I am different from the body, I am Atma. Now you can understand the nature of the Supreme. He is also conscious. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. Correct? You are able to understand the nature of the Supreme. He is not an impersonal energy. He is a conscious person. But there is a difference, Vedas continue. Eko bhavunam vidadati kaman. Because you see so many arrangements which are there in this world for my sustenance. There is sun, there is clouds, there is rain, there is air. Correct? It has come from the conscious person. He is sustaining me. That way person can develop into the knowledge. Okay? That is real knowledge. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.